Here we go now.
Here we go now. Here we go now. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is a special Real Housewives of Potomac after show because you know we were live earlier with our friends Grace Report and Layla Lynn for our recap of the latest episode of Potomac. So if you missed that, be sure to check that out and be sure to follow and support them as well. Cindy says, did you fix that wire, Kempire? Sure. Yeah. I will. I don't even think it's the wire guy. It might be the mechanism that connects the wire. I just need to change it. I will change it this week. How about that? How about that? Okay. I have the wire, so we don't need to raise funds. I think. I'll double check. We had a busy BravoCon weekend. Although I was not in Las Vegas, I was definitely keeping you up to date on day 1, day 2, and day 3, and some of the tea that spilled. If you listen to the podcast version of the roundup that I did, where I included day 1, day 2, day 3, and some additional information that came out from day 3, that's exclusively on the podcast. So this is why I keep telling you, you need to listen to the podcast version, because I did talk about some stuff there. I hinted at some tea as well that I've been privy to. I'm just trying to verify some of this stuff. This is why I was saying I'm not running to be the first to have the exclusive unless I've definitely done some due diligence in regards to some of the stories that we cover here. And one of the stories that I heard from BravoCon weekend still has my jaw like, what? Damn. Okay. Oh, Rahina, you went to BravoCon. Rahina says, hi, Kempire, missed you at BravoCon. Some people thought I was there. I was like, really? I wasn't. But I had you guys covered. And I don't feel like I missed out on anything, to be honest, because I felt like I was there in spirit. Okay. But I'm sure there were some things that were happening off camera that we didn't see or hear about. But I'm going to get that tea. And if you have any of that tea, feel free to DM me. Okay? Please. Lakia says, did you fix the violin, Kempire? No. But I will fix it. I think it needs a new battery. And if not, I'm sending it back to the place I got it from. Because I'm like, really? Why is the battery already dead? Was I doing it too much? Lord, was I doing it too much? Lord, there's a lot of sad people that need a tiny violin. Danny says, most of the BravoCon panels were a bore. And I believe now you can watch them all on Peacock, right? I think the only ones that were interesting was Potomac. Atlanta was okay. All right. Thank you, Virginia. Virginia says, I like that you take your time bringing us stories / news. Yeah, because this particular story, real sensitive, y'all. Real sensitive. Keith says, the RHOA panel was funny. Just watched it on Peacock. I need to go and watch the full panel, but it was okay. Singer says, wait, not the little tiny violin. Jessica says, we need the violin. Okay, I literally just noticed that it stopped working during our last live. I didn't have time. I was trying to prepare for this live. If you remember the channel, I did drop the call link for our senior royals first. I believe the royal court members will be able to get it in about a couple of minutes. I've had them scheduled. And in about 15 minutes, Team Kempire members and above will be able to have access to the call and link. Because I know you guys wanted to talk about this week's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. So here we are. Brand says, Andy and Nene texting. Yeah, that came out during BravoCon as well. And apparently he's emailing with Kathy Griffin. He's not talking to Bethany. All right. Excuse me, Mr. Bella says, is Karen pregnant, Kemp? No. I don't know. Well, maybe after this weekend. I don't know. Was Blue Eyes in Vegas this weekend? Just saying, just asking. But okay. Amy J, thank you so much for the super chat. Amy J says, where was Mia? Mia was not invited. Mia is not in the good graces of the network. Let's be honest. She's not in the good graces of the network. That's why when people thought that she might be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I was like, she is not in a good place with the network. She left the reunion, mid-reunion, because the heat was too hot on her. So Mia, I'm not saying that it's impossible for her to come back, but I don't think you're going to see her back right now. Aaliyah says Mia's busy with Bobby V. I know, Bobby Valentine. Yeah, are they still a thing? I don't follow her. And I'm glad I don't, because I don't need to see more images of her and her short man. And nothing wrong with the short man, but I'm just saying, she seems to have a thing. I don't know. All right. So just a brief overview what happened in this week's episode that I didn't get to talk about or rehash during our last recap. So a couple of things that stood out to me. We didn't talk about Tia and her family dynamic. We talked a little bit about it, but Tia and her family dynamic is interesting. That little boy, one of the twins, if he grabbed that iPad from Tia, I don't like the way he talks to her either. And I think because she's on camera, she didn't want to, hem him up. But I think we would have appreciated Tia hemming him up. He deserved to get hemmed up. I was like, why is he pulling? And then she's trying to get it from him, and he's still pulling it away. I said, not in my black household. I would have cussed him out nicely, like, excuse you. But remember, he's the same one that she spoke to, and he was like, I hate this family. And I gave him a little grace. But that little moment between Tia and him, I was like, wait a minute. Disrespectful. I was like, okay, he got a little anger management issues. But okay. Pajama, yeah, the kids are a little sassy, because even the conversation that she was having with her husband and her daughters, they were talking about the birthday party that they threw, and apparently there were a lot of people that were there, because one of the guys that wasn't invited posted their address, so a lot of people started showing up, and Tia's looking at him like, so what did you do? And Sienna's the one who called the police, and she's like, I find it very interesting that Sienna called the police, because she's always calling me a Karen. What exactly is she calling you a Karen for? I'd just like to know. Ooh, Tanya says, donate the iPad. I just didn't like the way he grabbed it from her. It's one thing to grab it initially, but then to grab it again. I was like, oh. And I'm not saying that the initial grab was acceptable either, but then to keep grabbing it and holding on to it. Cindy says, iPad for sale. Right. I hope. Funky says, I hope Tia yoked him up afterwards. And I think because they're on camera, she didn't want to do it. I'm going to give her that grace. But honestly, I'm not going to give her that grace, because if she really did yoke him up and she was that kind of, mother, and I'm not telling people how to be a mother or a parent, if she really was like that with him, he wouldn't have done that in the first place. You think I would have done that to my mother, and even on camera, off camera, I wouldn't do it now. Grabbing something from her, I was like, wait a minute. I didn't like his attitude. Right? Mari says he gave her this stern look too. That's where you needed to call your husband in. But I think he's a pushover too. K Baby says that birthday story was crazy. The father is a pushover. Because even Tia was like, where were you? She's like, I was here. But what did you... And you from the south side of Chicago. Brad says he's bad. Look, I'm giving her grace because every person parents differently. It just stood out to me. It's on the show. We're talking about it. I look, it doesn't mean that he's going to be, a terrible person when he grows up. I hope not. Okay, we could wish the best. But this week's episode of Potomac started off with this conversation between Ashley and Monique. And what stood out to me in this conversation was the property. I could care less. Exactly. Angel says, Kempire, we know better with our Scorpio moms. You're right. We ain't doing none of that. It's funny, Angel. I've discovered I have a lot of friends with Scorpio moms. Interesting, right? What stood out to me in Ashley and Monique's conversation was the property. She says she fixed it up herself. I wonder what it looked like when she first bought it. But whatever she did a fantastic. Monique's home is gorgeous. I loved it. The way it opens up. It's like so open and breathe. I mean, she's got a lot of pets. But I appreciate that about Monique. She loves her pets. T'Challa has passed away, but she has a new T'Challa 2.0. Okay? And apparently this one's a little bit more verbose. When asked about T'Challa, she said, I can't talk about T'Challa. She loved that bird. That bird was legendary on Real Housewives of Potomac, especially after it went after Wendy. So T'Challa has passed on. She couldn't talk about it. Layla revealed the reason why, and Monique talked about this, I guess, on her Instagram, why she didn't have the background. And I guess it's because of the top she decided to wear, and they didn't have enough, because she came in last minute. They didn't have enough time to adjust to do what they need to do in order to do the background. I don't know if I believe any of that, but we'll run with it. Okay, we'll run with it. But yeah, what stood out to me is Monique's home is beautiful. Even when Ashley and her went out to the backyard, I was like, oh, she looked like she has property too. Like she's got a little bit of an acreage there. I was like, okay, it looks nice. Her home looked really nice. That's what stood out to me. Ashley trying to say that her and Monique have a lot in common. I'm surprised, maybe because the bulk of their friendship has been off of the show and not on the show. I think if Monique decides to stay on the show, I wouldn't be shocked that Ashley throws her under the bus. Because Ashley's not one to be trusted at all. But fine. So they end up having a conversation talking about, Monique says that she's changed a lot. And what prompted her change was the fight. And she says that fight really sparked a lot of triggers and traumas from her younger years. Okay. Oh, Selah. Okay, Selah says, daughter of 2 Scorpio parents. Selah, both of us are. Today's my father's birthday. Happy birthday to Daddy Kempire. Today's his birthday. Yep, happy birthday. So, yeah, the Scorpios, 2 Scorpio parents. Mom's Halloween, dad's November 17th. Very different personalities, though. Look, very different personalities. Okay. Takesha says her home looks attainable. What do you mean? What do you mean, Takesha, when you say that? Attainable as in the design aesthetic? Well, let's talk about the design aesthetic. Okay. Let's talk about Wendy's design aesthetic. Are we supposed to believe Wendy's doing this construction? Because I watched an episode of HGTV, which I love. You know, I love an HGTV. And she's like, I decided, here you go, Mr. Miller and Magic. Happy birthday to my father-in-law. Sir, please stop. Oh, Brad says, not too much. I'm a Scorpio. We didn't say nothing bad about Scorpio. Okay. But we will. I like Scorpio. Scorpio's our sister sign to Taurus. But yeah. So Wendy, and you guys called in, for those of you that are from the DMV area, said it made no logical sense why Wendy and Eddie would invest this amount of money into this property because you're not going to get the return. However, I'll tell you this as a property owner and what I've seen other people do with other properties, because, you know, I'm into that kind of stuff. Adina says, an episode of HGTV, what show? I think she's just saying that. I don't believe her in regards to it. But they start renovating a bunch of different stuff. And like I said, as someone that has watched a lot of reality television, a lot of property television, there are people that make silly investments into property that they're not going to get a return on. I'll tell you this as an example. Let me give you an example of my own. Speaking of my father, we have, I have a property that is a 2-family, but the first floor was a 2-bedroom. So when my father had it, he turned the 2-bedroom into a 1-bedroom with a dining room. That's not a smart investment. A 2-bedroom is a better investment. So just an example, people do make silly renovating expenses and changes that do not make sense when it comes to resale. So that's an example. So I'm going to give grace in regard, but this is a big renovation. They are changing everything. They're changing the dining room. They're changing the living room. They're changing the kitchen, the mudroom, this, that. They're changing everything. But this is also the scene where we get to see what Wendy's storyline will be this season. And what that is, well, what originally her storyline was going to be was her relationship with her father. And speaking of fathers, it's a trend today. Speaking of fathers, she says that she hasn't seen her father because he lives in Nigeria and he's been there for 20 years. She hasn't seen him in 20 years. And she talks about her stepfather, who was more of a father to her and who stepped in, but he passed away when she was only 29 years old. And she says the reason why her mother and father ended up ending their relationship was religious differences. I feel like we need to dig deep into some of that, like religious differences. Like what? But maybe we will. In the preview for the season, Ashley and Wendy have a conversation, and a lot of us, damn, not $100,000 worth of insurance fraud. Lord have mercy. No, it was actually technically what they were trying was 400,000. But anyway, because when you think about the timeline of things, like where is this money coming from? But she keeps saying that Happy Eddie's doing very well. I don't know anything about the weed business. I don't know if it's very profitable. I'm assuming it is. But then, okay. Over BravoCon weekend, I already gave you an update. Wendy says that these are just allegations. She can't really talk about it. I think that's what she will be saying, at least for the rest of the season, and even at the reunion. That is what she will say. Okay. However, we shall see what she'll say next season. The other thing that came out of BravoCon too was the fact that Karen Huger made an appearance. She also got a standing ovation. A lot of people are like, why are they giving this woman who went to jail for her 4th DUI a standing ovation? Because we do. I wouldn't have given her a standing ovation, because I also asked last season, why was that organization honoring Karen Huger when she was arrested for a DUI? Remember that? Again, she wasn't convicted at that particular point, but to me, the optics of that did not look good. But anyway, but Karen has returned to social media as well. Karen looks good. I'm not surprised that she looks good. But I will give her credit. She has really laid low since coming out of jail. We have not seen her, heard from her until BravoCon weekend. They get paid very well to go to BravoCon weekend. Did anyone, Rahina, were you there? Did you go to the Bravo Bazaar? Did you see if Karen was selling anything at the Bravo Bazaar? I'm assuming she probably wasn't, because she normally would go to her actual booth. Paige says, I love me some Karen. We all love Karen. Here's the thing. We love a lot of our favorites and our friends and our family. But if they did something wrong, we still want to hold them accountable. She served her time. And it seems, based off the mid-season trailer, that she's going to show some accountability and admit to having an addiction. And remember, up until her conviction, she really was not doing that. Hence why the judge literally threw the book at her. Okay. Oh, yeah. Martha says the Married to Medicine panel was good. Married to Medicine usually brings it with their panel. I will say that, because I've attended 2 of their panels, and usually, if anything, they were actually better than Real Housewives of Atlanta's last couple of panels that I attended. Married to Medicine was lit. Damn. Speaking of Karen. So back to this week's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. So Wendy's making all these kind of renovations. Not sure exactly why, but fine. You do what you want to do. Speaking of Wendy, let's talk about her doppelganger, her single black female. Okay. Stacey is doing a photo shoot for her new weed company, Shayo, which is a Nigerian word. She found out when she did her 23andMe that she's got some Nigerian roots. Me too, Stacey. What tribe are you from? Probably the same tribe I'm from, probably. We're family, Stacey. We're sisters. Look, we're sisters. So she's doing the photo shoot for her company. They're turning it around really quickly. A lot of people are saying, well, so Giselle was right. I can understand why Stacey at the reunion would not want to talk about this. It's a business situation. Until you sign on the dotted line and you've made an official announcement, I don't think people, especially people that have not done this type of work or signed contracts with brands or signed a business partnership with people, a lot of times in those contracts, there are stipulations where you're not allowed to talk about it until it's officially announced. So I could understand at the reunion where she's like, I can't, because honestly, it'd be a breach of contract and then it blows up that situation. So I could understand where Stacey's coming from. Do I think Stacey is the pinnacle of truth? No. I don't think she was the pinnacle of truth, but I do think. Look, Nia says Kempire loves an Aries woman. I do. I can't help it. Rahina, aren't you Aries? Look, Rahina, thank you for the super chat and for being a member. Rahina says, Kempire, I was not there. Just miss you being there, reporting to us. Sorry for the confusion. It's okay. It's all right. Maybe next time. I'm glad I didn't go this time around. And then there's no shade to BravoCon. with everything that was happening this year, I had traveled. I didn't want to see another airport. And then with the government shut down, it was just like, I don't want to deal with all that. And I also don't love Vegas. That Las Vegas one, I was like, oh, I hated it. But anyway, and it's expensive. There's a lot. Even if they Bravo to give me a ticket, they're not gonna probably pay for my flight and my hotel and stuff like that. No. All right. Look, Lana says we love you too. The Aries. Shout out to all the Aries. Yep. Rahina says I'm an Aries. We got a lot of Aries women. Aries women, show yourselves in the chat and the replay. I like Aries women. I can't help it. You're probably like my favorite of the signs, like Aries women. Just saying. That's just me. Rahina says BravoCon seems like a lot. That's the thing too. Even if you're just attending, can you imagine? First of all, if I went there as press and worked it, it's going to be even more grueling. It's a big, busy weekend. All right. So Stacey does her photo shoot for her weed company, Shio, and she FaceTimes with Ashley, and she's like, "Oh, I'm doing my photo shoot for my weed company, Shio," and here come Ashley. Oh, and mind you, this doesn't represent you, Ashley. You're more upset than actually Wendy is. And I love the fact that Wendy isn't moved by that. You know what I mean? Oh, we got some Aries women in the chat. Gigi, Rylan. What's going on, Aries? Ashley's Aries. Wow, see? The Aries women love me as well. Amina says, no, Cancer here, no love for us. You don't have a Cancer rising. I can't say that I love Cancers. I like Cancer women. It's always the men. The men are the problem. Audrey, Aries, see? Look. Kenya was not at BravoCon. Kenya was not at BravoCon, y'all. Sorry. She was not at BravoCon. Maybe next time. She was asked about BravoCon on the red carpet by Entertainment Tonight. And she was wishing everyone well. She was wishing everyone well. And she confirms that she's not a part of this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. But we kind of already knew that. Okay? Aw, Riley says, my two girls are Aries. I wish you luck with that because they are bossy. They are bossy. I agree. Miss Veronique says Brooke Ashley was up in there looking great and cozy with the celebrities. Yes, she was. You know, she's always going to give you a look. Okay. All right. Let me focus, y'all. Focus. So Ashley's bothered by the weed business, but Wendy is not. Okay. Angel and her sister Ingrid. Beautiful. They both look beautiful. Her sister's 12 years older than her. I could not tell. If you told me that they were only a couple of years apart, I would have believed that. But this conversation, so they're having a conversation about what the group has been saying about her Photoshop. The photos were Photoshopped, Angel. Just own it. Just own it and be like, whatever. You're the one that's most bothered by these Photoshop images. That one photo, I don't care if they showed another photo and it wasn't the photo that you were talking. That photo you claim to be yours. Okay, and that was the photo that I saw a lot of the blogs posting before the season started. Okay, the nose was all pinched and stuff. Come on, it was just own it. But she's mad as hell. But she's more mad at Wendy than she's mad at Giselle. That's the part I don't understand. And we've seen this pattern over and over again. She's more mad at Wendy than Giselle, and Giselle's the one who said catfish, not Wendy. And then you're talking about her A lips, talking about Wendy's lips, and then talking about how her eyes look like Forrest Whitaker, and then she making the face. You need to stop. And then her sister, and I can't blame the sister. The sister's going to defend her sister. She wasn't there. She's only going by what her sister's telling her. Okay, but the sister's like, oh, not Miss Before and After, and then talking about where she lives. Oh, she lives out there with the cows, but not a ranch. Oh, I mean, okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But stop acting as if her work isn't good work. And as I think Layla said earlier today, if it was bad work, then I could understand. But that's some good work. Wendy looks phenomenal. First of all, did you guys like her new confessional look? I don't really love the outfit, to be honest with you. But the hair, the skin, she looks beautiful. She looks beautiful. That's some good work. I don't know if she's done anything else since. I just feel like she's gotten better. I don't know. Like she's showing the legs and stuff like that. I don't know if she's working out. I don't know what she's doing. But everything, she looks great. But we also have to remember when we were introduced to Wendy, she had just given birth. So she probably is now just getting back into, yes, she had some work done. Exactly. Vicky says she doesn't look plastic. That's some good work. Okay. That's some good work. I don't see them saying like she looks like a permanent filter. I want to look like a permanent filter. Just saying. It's just giving hater at this particular point. And the thing is with Angel, she always has so much to say, but not in front of the ladies. And you try to make an excuse that you were sort of like dumbfounded that they were coming for you, and that you didn't even have words to say. No, that's because you're a confessional gangster. You're a gangster in front of your sister. That's it. Rahina says, after having babies, I want to get the Wendy makeover. You need to ask her who her doctor is, because not all doctors are made the same, because her doctor did a damn good job. She looks great. She never really fully told us everything that she got done, right? I know she talked about Happy and Ness, but she got some other stuff done, right? Like the booty and stuff like that. Whatever she did, it was some good work. Okay. Anyway, so if she looks like a permanent filter, that's the goal of when you get plastic surgery. Okay. But she even used filters, but she admitted it. She admitted it at the table. She's like, I use filters. Who cares? I use filters. Who cares? Exactly. Vicky says a mommy makeover, which is common. I'm not saying it's safe though. I mean, just do your due diligence, guys. Don't, I literally just saw a story of a woman that went, what was it, Colombia? And she ended up passing away trying to get a mommy makeover. So, still be careful. Do your homework on everyone. Make sure that they're licensed. Sometimes recommendations are really good as well. Okay. Anyway, so we had Angel and her sister Ingrid talking about that. I didn't love, it was just giving hater. I can understand her sister having her back though. Then we have, I'm going to skip over the tea and her kids stuff because we already went through that. Giselle is driving down to it. Well, she's driving to the airport to fly down to Atlanta because she is fighting her father's will. Because she's saying that the will that he left, his original will, left her and her daughters something. But she's saying that there was some fraudulent will. She said this horrible person, she's referring to his wife, the widow. In regards to that, here's my only issue here. We're only getting Giselle's side. I don't want to villainize this woman that we don't know. She hasn't spoken out. She's fighting this through court. I don't know if, for all we know, the will could have been something that he developed in recent years. I don't know. However, I also know that Giselle likes to put sauce on things. I will leave it up to the court and see what the court says at the end of it, because we don't get to the bottom of it until I'm guessing maybe by the reunion we'll have an update, or maybe the rest of the season. Oh yes, Fifi, the New York City police officer. That was the woman that passed away. I think she went to Colombia, right? Sad. So, Giselle, I can't 100% believe you, but if what you're saying, because Giselle's accusing the widow, his father's wife, her father's wife, her father's wife, of having her father allegedly sign some sort of fraudulent will. Okay. Elizabeth says, I 1000% believe Giselle. Her father would have never left her nothing. We don't know. Maybe he did leave something for the kids. Maybe we don't know what the other will is. So we're going by what Giselle is saying. I want to keep an open mind because, again, we're only getting one side of the story. But for all we know, she could be telling the truth this one time. Look, this one time. Dana says the widow is definitely entitled. How are we saying that if we don't know the facts, y'all? We don't know the date this will was signed. For all we know, that will could have been something way before he was sick. We don't know. So we shall see. Well, and honestly, the real clarification will come when the court decides, okay, based off the information that we have, we're going to uphold the other will, the original will, or this current will. We have to wait and see what they decide. All right, moving on from there, Kiarna and Greg, y'all. So Kiarna and Greg are still together. She's like, Wu-Tang Gang? How old is Kiarna? She ain't that young. She don't know what the Wu-Tang Clan is? I don't know what Kiarna sometimes, but whatever. So her and Greg are still trying to work things out. It's giving overcorrection in every possible way. It's giving overcorrection. It's giving we're going to change everything that people said about you, not being able to dress, being poor and being broke. We get to see this big, beautiful new home. I believe this has to be the same home that they were supposedly building together. It makes me wonder if her name is still on this home with him. Or maybe not. I love the fact, good for Kay, that I love her condo. I think she needs to let this man go. But Jillian says that Kay is 37. Okay. she ain't young. She know what Wu-Tang Clan is. Come on. Anyway. I can understand maybe not knowing the music, but come on, you know the name. Exactly. Jan says Kiarna needs to release us from Greg's storyline. D says Kay and Greg are so fake. She really cleaned him up for this season, though. I mean, he does look right. He does look good. But apparently they're in therapy. They're working on their relationship. But one of the things I said earlier today, and which is why I love having Grace and Layla on, because I like to hear a woman's perspective, especially, a single woman and a married woman's perspective on. And they both agree. They feel like Greg is wasting her time. Okay. I agree with that. And it seems as if Kiarna is willing, and when we were talking about overcorrection, Layla said this. She feels like Kiarna's overcorrecting when it comes to Greg, because she allegedly may have dated, a street pharmacist at one particular point in her life, her early years. So now she wants that, clean cut, good guy, social worker, and that's why she's dating Greg and why she wants to make it work with Greg. But it doesn't work with Greg, I don't think. I think she thinks Greg, and I think a lot of women do this, because I have a lot of female friends that do this as well. They think, oh, he's good on paper, so they stay in a relationship that's not working for you. Have specific needs and wants, and you shouldn't put that to the side just because someone's good on paper. That doesn't mean that they're good for you. And I get it. It's hard out here in these streets. And so when you find a good one, you're like, I need to hold on to him. No, you don't. Because a lot of times you're holding on to a relationship that's blocking you from the actual relationship that works for you. And it might take some time, but it's worth the time taking instead of wasting your time in a relationship that's making you miserable and not taking you to Europe cities. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. Yeah, he's got 3 kids, so technically he's not good on paper. I mean, technically he's not really good on paper. She's a single woman. She's beautiful. She has her own money, her own business, her own condo. She has no babies. So I don't even think he's necessarily good on paper, but in her head though, oh, he's a good dad. He's father material. You know what I mean? Everyone's good on paper is not going to be the same, y'all. I'm just saying, in her head, even that scene though with them just was sort of like, I don't believe this, and I trust my intuition. Beautiful home though, Greg. That's the least I can say. Beautiful home. That's all I can say. Beautiful home. We do get to see. Okay, here's the thing: the Wendy and Stacey battling of the weed companies is giving very Housewives. So I don't think there's any big deal here. Even Wendy looks directly at the camera like, really? Is this what we're doing? They literally are dressed the same. The hair looks the same. Wendy had a couple of funny moments in her confessionals this week. She's like, what in the single black female is going on right now? Because she not only did she get into the weed business, she also has a name that's Nigerian. And she's like, I'm your sister. You know I'm your sister. No, she doesn't. But we've seen this before. They even flash back to when Karen took her candle idea. This happens. And there's room for both of them. And I'm glad that Wendy is not falling for the okie doke and is not making it a big deal or making it her storyline. That is good on Wendy. And she understands the assignment. Okay? Doja says that Wendy was giving Craig on Friday. She just looked at the camera. I can literally see her face right now when she looked at the camera. I was like, whoa, did Wendy just look at the camera? It was funny. It was very funny to me. And I'm glad Wendy's not falling for the okie doke or going with Ashley and Giselle. They're more upset about it than Wendy is. And again, there really is no reason to be upset. Sidebar, one of the things that Stacey announced over the weekend, BravoCon weekend, was the fact that now her weed was available in Vegas, where BravoCon was happening. Smart. Alma, you bring up a very valid point because, again, very much Housewives. Shayo also means happy. But, Stacey said, I'm not calling it Happy Stacey. You should have called it Spacey Stacey or have a strain called Spacey Stacey. Alma says, the name meaning happy, though? I know. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I think it's hilarious. I think it's very typical Housewives. Okay? Shayo means happy. I wonder if she did that intentionally. All right. So then we have this scene with Jazzy's wedding. All right. Jazzy's wedding was a blip, but very much like what we said earlier, they've been celebrating Jazzy. So the fact that they even included the wedding, I thought was fine. And the fact that they even flew production down to film some of the wedding looked beautiful. You know what I mean? Oh, he upgraded her ring to 4.8 carats. Okay, warming that bench is still paying. You hear that, Miss Sharon? Miss Sharon's backstage. Warming up the bench is still paying. Okay. Okay, can I just say this about Jazzy? I like Jazzy. I don't know what production doesn't see in Jazzy, or maybe they made decisions beforehand that made them decide, or maybe they felt like some of the other women are easier to work with. But Jazzy, when she shows up on screen, she's there to work. And I like what she brings. Even in the after show, I don't know if you guys seen the after show. Even in the after show, she's showing up to work. And she's bubbly. And they take a pregnancy test during the after show with her. She's not pregnant, though. Okay, but they're apparently working on it. Toya says, why wasn't Jazzy at BravoCon? Because she's only a friend of, and I don't know what her relationship, I don't know how she felt at the end of the season when it comes to her not getting a flute. She might have felt a way about it. Do you think I think she definitely should be at the reunion, right? Because she was very much engaged this season. I think she'll be at the reunion. Definitely think she'll be at the reunion. Toya says Brittany Bateman was at BravoCon. Well, it's Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and Brittany really is a standout breakout star. I know we don't want to admit it, but she really was a breakout star during Salt Lake City, and she's been engaged with a lot of the full-timers. And come on. I think I like Jazzy. I think Jazzy should have been fantastic for being on the show. Keith says, isn't Jazzy a flight attendant? I don't think her schedule would work. Well, here's the thing. She could take a leave of absence for filming. She'll be fine. She's been doing that work for a long time. I'm sure she could take a leave of absence and film for 3 months. So Jazzy would be fine, or quit her job. She could easily do that. For this check, I think they should definitely give her an opportunity, especially now she's married too. I like her. So was it Brittany? Yes, Brittany was there. Jen Fessler was there. Yes, I know, guys. Look, all right. I don't know. Maybe it didn't work. Maybe it didn't work with whatever Brittany, not Brittany, what's her name? Jazzy had going on. Pageant Mommy says PTO or a leave of absence. Our HR professional is chiming in. We appreciate you. All right, let me say thank you. And then we're going to get to the callers because I only wanted to talk briefly about the episode because we did talk about it earlier today with our friends Layla Lynn and Grace Report. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Thank you so much again, Rahina, for the super chat. Duchess D, thank you for being a member for the super chat. She says, my usual rule is to be neutral on a housewife for their first season. But similarly to my issue with Britt on RHOA, Angel is giving me nothing to root for. Oh, damn. I mean, I have to agree with you. I have to agree. Damn, that name Britt. We haven't even thought about Britt. Noda Queen, thank you for the super chat and for being a member. Noda Queen says, Angel's projecting. She's so pressed about Wendy's work because she wants to do the same. Oh. Well. And look, I'm not mad. For those that get mad at Wendy for coming for Angel, Angel started it. Look, stomped feet. Angel started it. So I'm not even mad at Wendy not having any, not seeing it for Angel. One of the things that we learned in the after show, apparently Angel and her family went over to Wendy's and they all hung out. The guys were playing football, and she said she even told Wendy, according to Wendy, the Angel said, this has been like the realest conversation that I've had with anyone in the group. So they were good. So she says that she was really blindsided by what went down at Kiarna's condo during Preakness weekend. So if Wendy keeps coming for, I don't care. Kendra, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. She says, I think that Angel thought being a wag would make the women be in awe of her. I think if she would have just showed up more of her home life, we would be interested. Sidebar, look, the studio decor. You guys enjoy my holiday decor? I might have a couple more things I'm going to add to the holiday decor. But yeah, the studio is studioing. Hold on, let me move the camera just a little bit so you can see more of the tree. Okay. You can see the tree. I already started putting ornaments on. For those that may have missed it, I said, if you would like, feel free to send one ornament that represents you or the community, and I will add it to the studio tree. So these are just regular ornaments. I do have one studio ornament that represents you guys. That I forgot the young woman that gave me this elephant ornament. I still have it. Hold on, let me get it. I still have the ornament. She gave this to me not last Christmas, the previous Christmas. Gave me this ornament. So I kept it. I keep y'all the gifts y'all give me. So I put it on the tree. So she's the first person that's a part of it. Thank you, Kendra, for the super chat. All right. Katie, thank you so much for the super chat. Katie says, think Wendy will clap back at Angel's looks? Wendy don't. It's not even worth it. I think just let her dig her own grave at this particular point. Mr. Melon Magic, thank you so much for the super chat. And this new photo is killing me right now that you have of Gretchen and Slade intertwined in this picture. Thank you for the super chat and for being a member. Mr. Melon Magic says, Angel in Disguise, bring it down because if someone mentions how she gives Brene Kennard, she will cry. Europe cities and Feet Firestarter can exit too. OMG. Lord. Oh, look. Oh, sorry. Jess says, nice. Where do we send the ornaments? Send it to the P.O. Box. And yes, I will check it. Look, I will check it. Knowing that multiple of you guys are sending, just let me know when you sent it so that I know to go check it. I will take that journey to go check it. Okay. Oh, hold on. Mandy says, no shade to Pisces, but Angel is a Pisces sun and Kiarna is a Sag sun and Pisces moon. The delusion, moodiness, and always waiting to be victim makes tons of sense. And I don't know if you've seen their interviews because they were like the sad duo together throughout BravoCon. They would do multiple interviews together and they were still giving it to Wendy. Still giving it to Wendy in those interviews. Just like thoughts and prayers. I was like, oh God, what is going on right now? Let it go. I mean, look at Giselle and Monique. They let it go. So we get to see the beginning of Pride. Ash TOP. Tia, you saying that the way that Ashley looks made you all hot and bothered? Girl, please. There was nothing that gave masculine besides her drawing on a beard. I was not convinced, like, oh my God, all of a sudden she's hot and sexy. No, she's not. I've seen some real studs that would make even the gayest man be like, oh, look, oh. Ashley's not one of them, okay? Not in the least bit. So Ashley gives them all t-shirts and she gives them all names and things like that. I will give her this. The names were pretty damn clever, okay? Including serving jizz. Poor Grace is sitting there like, what in the hell? What is going on? I will say I did like Monique's name, Dr. Do-A-Lot. I was like, oh, okay. And what was it? 4 degrees. And so it was like 4 degrees. I forgot what it was for Wendy. So that was pretty good too. So she gets some t-shirts and really prideful names. Okay. Kay Avery says that she turned Karen on last season. I think Karen knows what good television makes. Okay. So I feel like Karen turns a lot of that stuff up. Very much like how Karen was like heaving into the garbage can at Stacey's event. She understands what's going to make good television. Please don't think that Karen really was turned on by Ash TOP. Thank you, Rooted. Rooted says the name was D Grease D's Nuts. Peyton says I liked all the names. Badger Mommy says the names were funny. Honestly, I did not understand serving jizz. Sometimes aunties age shows. Y'all have you guys noticed that, because they talked about this during the after show as well for Real Housewives of Potomac. Did y'all notice that Ashley has been trying to up her fashion game? But one of the things that Stacey and Wendy had to say about her fashion is like it's like she's playing dress up, and that the clothes are wearing her and she's not wearing the clothes. I have to agree, especially her new confession look. Although she does look good in some of these looks, I'm not going to take that away from her. Like the suit look, I was like, she looks good, but it does feel like, especially in some of these scenes, like when she showed up to Monique's house and she's wearing like these, like she's wearing Prada, she's doing, and it's like, it does feel like the clothes are wearing her. Okay, Doja says she got a new stylist. Okay, all right. So Monique comes in dancing. She's all about it. She was just feeling out everyone. Wendy immediately hugs her. They didn't really have any beef. Wendy did come hard on her after what went down. They flash back to that moment, and I will give it. Look, let's keep it real. Production, the network talked to Giselle. Giselle knew. Wendy didn't even know that Monique was coming. Giselle knew, though. Let's be honest. So Giselle embraces her, and it's all good. But the way that this week's episode ends is with Kiarna looking at Stacey and says, "Don't you two know each other?" Between her and Monique, and Stacey seems confused. She's like, "No, we don't know each other. I thought you said you seen her around." And then Giselle chimes in, "No, that's Chris." So that's how they end the episode because they're trying to stir the pot between Stacey and Monique. And I don't think Monique's gonna fall for it, and Stacey's definitely not gonna fall for it. I don't know why you guys still try to make this a thing, even if Stacey was still currently dating and screwing Chris Samuels. She would be free to do so. She is a divorced woman, which has been confirmed by TMZ. They got their hands on the divorce docs. And I know everyone's going to say that, why is Kiarna involved? Production probably told her to be the one to bring it up. So she's got to take everyone coming down hard on her this week. Or maybe she chose for herself. Who knows? But it was definitely giving like, oh God, like, why are we trying to make this a thing? Benjamina says, not Benjamina Button. Benjamina says, Kiarna is so pretty. I wish she would rebrand. Yeah. And I think that's why people give her a lot of leeway, is because she's pretty. Teresa says Monique is not going to fall for it. Nope, and she hasn't fallen for it still. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I also don't think that Monique cares. You want my man, you can have him. She's moved on. She's got her birds. She's got her dog. She's got her beautiful home. She's got her kids. Brand the man says Stacey's type is interesting. Is it? I mean, I'm not even sure if Stacey really was interested in any of the men that she shared. I think the only man she really was interested in is the German guy, Timo. I think that is her type. I don't think these other men that she's entertaining are her type. I think her entertaining Chris Samuels probably has more to do with, oh, I'm sure people will love this on the show. I don't think she was interested. Okay. Teresa says Kay looked really pretty at BravoCon. A lot of them did. Stacey looked really beautiful too. Angel looked really beautiful. I will say this. I want to root for Giselle. But those wigs laying flat on her head every BravoCon, I was like, girl, you might as well just wear your own hair. All right, let's get to the callers, because that's the main reason why we are back live for our Real Housewives of Potomac after show with our community. If you remember the channel, I did drop the call-in link on the community tab. It should be available for all members now. Okay. And let me say thank you, Keith, for the super chat. Keith says, if Ashley dressed like Ash Flop, maybe she would have kept Michael. Angel wasted the producer's time, so I hope she mails them a refund of her page. Oh my gosh. Wow. Live chat. I will drop the call-in link for you guys. Let's get to 400 likes, and I'll drop the call link for you guys as well. But we do have a long line of members backstage. Keep in mind the opinions of the members do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors. Today's live show is brought to you by our friends over at Factor. You know I love a Factor meal. Factor's got us covered on a busy day, like our Mondays, especially when I have 2 lives coming up. So Factor has you covered even when you have a busy schedule. Fall always feels like a reset between back to school, busier routines, and shorter days. Finding time to cook can be tough. That's why I personally love our friends over at Factor. Their chef prep, dietitian approved meals makes it easy to stay on track and enjoy something comforting and delicious no matter how hectic the season gets. You get more variety and more meals. And of course, you get options like seafood choices from salmon to shrimp at no extra cost. They have more choices for better nutrition. That's why 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. Feel the difference no matter your routine. Eat smart at factormeals.com/Kempire50 off and use code Kempire50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code Kempire50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready to eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. More details on Factor will be available in the description. All right. As I said to you before, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors. And everything that they say is alleged. And they will abide by the 30-second timer so that we're able to get to everyone. Fad says, I loved Ion at Bravo was amazing. She was hilarious. Like for me, that was probably one of the best parts of BravoCon was the social media and her interviews with the Bravo celebrities. So shout out to Chanel Ion. All right, let's get to some of the callers. All right, let me bring up first. She's been waiting patiently backstage since the beginning. Miss Esquire, are you there? Miss Esquire?
Okay, thank you.
Hello?
Kempire, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so sorry. Okay, I may need more than 30 seconds, but I'll let you decide. I have some tea on what Layla said about Greg.
Oh, no timer.
Okay, so what I was able to look up is that Greg's divorce started in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if you can hear my car. Greg's divorce started in 2020. They originally got their judgment for divorce in 2022, but then since then they have had a lot going on. Can you hear my car buzzing?
A little bit, but I can hear you.
Okay. Child, what is going on? I'm at the Chick-fil-A and the people have a lot going on.
Oh.
Anyway, they got their divorce judgment in 2022, but since then they've gone through a modification of custody. They have had a partial settlement, and they finally ended in May of 2025 with an agreement for shared physical custody of their kids, joint legal custody, and child support from Greg to his former wife. But then this past August, his former wife filed an emergency motion to compel payment of their children's school tuition. And that is still pending before the court. So
Oh.
even though they are divorced, their divorce proceedings are still going on, and it's related to non-payment of children's school tuition. It looks like, and it looks like it's Greg's in failure to pay. That's before the court right now. So when Layla was like, there was a lot going on in their divorce, I was like, what would have like gone on? And then when I looked at the docket, I'm like, this is 5 years of back and forth between them. It makes so much sense why that man doesn't want to get married.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
makes so, and I'm not saying any of this to shade him. Divorces are messy. Ending a marriage is messy. When you have young children and you're trying to decide how you're going to parent them after you're married, that can get, you have to work through those things, and you're doing it in a really highly emotional time. You need courts, you need mediation, you need lawyers. I'm not shading him for any of that.
Yeah.
What I am saying, if Kiana is aware of all of this, then why are you pressuring this man to get married? This man is not even like, honestly, he's not. It doesn't sound like he's in a great co-parenting relationship with his former spouse.
Yeah.
They haven't worked their stuff out yet. They've only been divorced technically 3 years, even though I think they probably started to separate in near 2020 based on when the divorce was filed. So I'm
Do
like,
we know how young the kids are?
The kids are pretty young. I think they've
Mm.
got like a teenage daughter down to like an elementary school child. So they,
Uh,
from what I can tell, they have three children.
mm-hmm.
And I'm not, again, I don't like to spread people's tea. It looks like their first child was born in like 2013. So I
Oh.
think they have like a preteen down to like an elementary. But it takes time for people to adjust to what the new dynamic is when they are divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And I can just based on what Layla said earlier, I was like, let me go look this up and find him. Now, I will say, if y'all go look this up, there's another Gregory Diggs. His middle name is D. That is not the person that we're looking for. We're looking for Gregory M. Diggs the second. Because that Gregory D. Diggs, he got a lot of financial stuff going on with his
Oh,
divorce
you know
and
what?
don't want to
Come
give the
on,
money.
come on. Damn. Not him catching a straight.
I'm
Lord.
sorry. I'm sorry. So I just like, if you look the Maryland case stuff up, don't look for the Gregory D Diggs, honey. It's the Gregory M Diggs, because I don't want Greg to get no shade that ain't his. But
Mm.
I just thought I would give you a little bit of that context, because when Layla said that, it really, of course, I was like, let me go be the law clerk for Judge Kempire and
Thank
get this
you.
information.
We appreciate you so much. That's why as soon as you said, I was like, no timer. So okay. Now that you said that, I'm not putting a timer on. What else did you want to share about this episode?
I just want to say that I'm a bisexual woman, and I would not be attracted to Ashley no matter where she sits on the gender spectrum.
Boom.
Baby, I don't know whose kind she is other than Gollum's, but I'm gonna leave that to them. Monique, I am very interested in how they think they're going to bring Monique back and give her a redemption arc, and Candace is not there. Because honestly, I don't care about the redemption conversation she has with Giselle or Wendy or any of them. The
Yeah.
person I want to see her have that conversation with is Candace, and we are not going to be a redemption arc place until we have that conversation.
Mm.
Now, I will say I don't see the redemption arc for Monique when it comes to that situation, because she was not giving me, I'm fully aware and apologetic for what I did. She was
Mm.
not. She was giving me a lot of therapy talk, and none of it was real talk. Other than that, Giselle with her daddy, Will, like I could go into the legalities of that, but the basic thing is people do that all the time when they get remarried. They leave things to the spouse who was there taking care of them down through the bad years when they were not well, and they don't leave their children something. And it may be, unfortunately, that her dad was not willing to be honest with her about that. A lot of
Mm.
parents do that, unfortunately. They don't leave things to their children that they once promised them. They leave it to the new spouse, and they allow them to work it out once they're gone, because they don't have sort of the temerity or the courage to have those difficult conversations before they leave. It
Mm.
happens. But that's
Sidebar.
it.
Wait, but sidebar. Remember, this was the man that was calling a hot mic talking about how he don't like Pastor Holy War. So I don't
I
know.
mean, and also I can just see like there's also a perspective of who needs to be taken care of in my absence. Is it my daughter
Mm.
who is upwardly mobile, or my wife who is now without me as a, as a caregiver and as a breadwinner?
Yeah.
That's a perspective that could happen. So I know she's challenging it. That happens in probate court. They'll work that out. But I just want people to know that happens a lot. That's why you have to keep having conversations. Wheels are not frozen in time. They are not written in stone, baby.
Mm. Mm. Miss Escobar, as always, thank you for all of your well thought out commentary and research.
Okay, thank you.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye. Go get lunch. I need to get something to eat too. It's late already. All right. O'Shea's backstage. We're going to bring O'Shea up next. O'Shea, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, Kempire, I just came to say Monique looks great, and I am very excited to see her. And personally, I don't think she needs to come for a redemption arc, because if we're going by bad behavior on this cast, one person is an alleged scammer with no self-esteem. One person was married to an alleged sexual predator. One is, well, this one is not alleged, is an alcoholic. Like the list goes on and on. So I don't think that no Monique needs to necessarily come here and redeem herself. In comparison to the people that we have in this cast, I would say, just because she's maybe not as likable as others. I don't know. But that's just my 2 cents on the matter. But low key, I didn't like Monique initially. I just am, I don't know why I'm excited to see her now.
Okay. Damn, O'Shea.
Thanks,
thanks, thanks for calling in. Bye. Damn, he read them down for filth. Whew. Okay. I got you're almost at 400 likes. Once we get to 400 likes, I will drop the call link for the general audience, but we do have a long line of members backstage. So thank you to all of our members. We're going to bring up Tyler next. Tyler, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hi. I just want to say, like, I'm happy to see Monique back. I don't ever want to see Candace back because I think when Candace is there, it's hard to move stories. And
Mm.
it's because Candace goes entirely too far with her mouth. And a story cannot move forward. I think Ashley, I never liked the way she dressed, but I never thought that she needed to change how she dresses. She needed her hair done. Giselle needs to change how she dressed in her hair. And that's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler. Wait, what did you want to say, Tyler?
Oh, nothing. That's all.
Okay, fine. I thought there was something left. He still had like 5 seconds to go. All right. Toy is backstage. We're gonna bring Toy up next. Toy, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
I thought Angel's comments about Wendy's looks were really nasty.
Mm.
I thought that Wendy getting her renovation of her home was like, girl, that is very expensive. You're not helping yourself with these allegations. I thought Stacey was definitely giving single black female. Why a Nigerian name? Why not a German name? Why did it have to be the Nigerian name for happy? Like weed makes you feel calm and makes you feel at peace and makes you feel sleepy. You could have used another word, girl. Gosh. And I thought Kiana was messy. Like, I don't think production told her to bring that stuff up. I think she was looking for her moment. And they
Okay.
didn't have to do jazzy like that with that 2 minute section.
Beautiful wedding, though. Beautiful wedding.
Yes. Oh, quick thing. Did you see Giselle's daughter got she
Yeah,
crossed the line as an AKA?
yes, we talked about it a little bit. I saw someone in the comments during our last live. Yeah, so Angel crossed over to becoming an AKA, and there was a big celebration. I'm sure that's really really sweet, especially as a soror herself. So congratulations to. That's the one thing I love about Giselle is her as a mother. So thank you,
But
Toya. What?
Kempire, did you see that just Jamal Bryant's new wife was there?
No.
I wish I saw the footage of where they were and if they ever embraced or anything like that. I'm just being messy, but
Especially
Jamal Bryant's
well
new wife
because
was there
well
too.
Giselle was being messy talking about her. If we're honest.
Uh-huh.
So
Mm-hmm.
okay. Thanks,
Okay,
Toya.
bye, Kempire.
Bye. Dalen's backstage. We'll bring Dalen up next. Dalen, what did you want to share? Oh, wait, hold on, Dalen. Dalen, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
There we go.
How are you?
I'm well. How you doing?
I'm good. First, I want to say I'm glad Monique's back. I've always liked Monique and Candace. It's good to see her. Um, Angel, pipe it down, please, because you're on the chopping block right with Ashley. Thank you. And Ashley, when Tyler said she needed her hair done, her hair still looks a mess. Those big old wigs on her head. And it took her 10 seasons to get designer clothes while you were married to a multimillionaire shopping at Marshall's. Okay, girl. And
Ain't nothing wrong. Look, ain't nothing wrong with
Wendy,
Marshalls.
ain't nothing wrong with Marshall's, but it's something wrong with it when you're on TV.
Fine.
Oh,
Thanks, Dalen. Bye.
thank you.
Y'all will see me in a Marshalls going like this. Ooh, what Christmas? I check Marshalls every week. I'm like, what Christmas stuff they got? Clothes wise, like I don't mind. Like if I'm gonna do like gym stuff, I'll get that from Marshalls. But like when I go to the Brandy concert this Thursday, I won't be wearing Marshalls. Anyway, all right, let's bring up Lee next. Lee, what did you want to share?
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing good. I just called in to say that Angel is 100% giving Rookie Woman and chin checked because anybody that Kiana had a problem with is now Angel's problem, and I'm just not understanding like her beef with Wendy specifically. It has to be because Kiana has beef with Wendy, which I'm still kind of confused about. I feel like there was something that happened off camera that
Mm,
she's not willing to bring in front of the cameras.
mm.
I think it has to have been more than what she's saying it is because what is the issue really? And for Angel to be talking about Wendy's looks, no, 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 ma'am.
No man, Pam. Thanks, Lee.
No, ma'am, Pam. Bye
Bye.
bye.
I see. Now we are in a side conversation. Everyone's like, I love Marshalls. I love Marshalls. Someone said the skincare in Marshalls is pretty good. I have never checked out their skincare, but I always go in Marshalls and I go to all the different ones. So if y'all see me in Marshalls, say hello. I go to all the different ones. A lot of times I'm looking for Christmas decor, but I really shouldn't be. But or even just decor in general, or like the art and stuff like that. So I did like a little gallery wall in my bedroom around my frame TV. And so I got some of the artwork from Marshalls. It's like high and low, like some, expensive and some not so expensive. All right. Let's bring up Miss Sharon. Miss Sharon, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
Alma, how are you?
Not too good.
Why?
I got a cast on my arm.
What you do?
I didn't do nothing. Remember when I told you that my arm went numb
Uh-huh.
and we thought it was a stroke? Well, it wasn't. I
What?
lost the muscle in my hand and they operated all the way up to my elbow.
Oh
I
my
had
God.
carpal. Yeah, I got carpal tunnel.
Well, at least it
So
wasn't a stroke.
right. So I'm trying to get dressed and having a hard time with a t-shirt. So I think I'm gonna have to switch shirts.
Oh, how long is the recovery?
I go today. That's why I'm trying to get dressed today and
Oh.
go today to get this thing off.
Oh, good news.
Yeah, thank goodness, because I'm tired of it. But you know what? I'm tired of Stacy trying to piss on me and tell me it's raining. And she's saying that she Giselle was wrong. Giselle was right. How would Giselle know all those details if somebody hadn't told Giselle? So she had started that process before Giselle had said anything.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Everybody likes Stacy, but she's not my favorite person. She lies and she's weird for one. I just don't like her.
Yeah.
I don't. And Angel, I don't expect her to come back next year anyway because she can't take the women.
Okay. All
She
right.
can't take
Well,
them at all.
Miss
But
Sharon, you got an appointment to go to, so go take care of yourself. I know it's gonna take you some time to put on your clothes.
you got that right. It's
Well,
already been an hour.
Miss Sharon, I hope you feel better. Keep us posted.
All right, bye.
Bye. Miss Sharon. Oh my gosh, Destiny! I just saw your comment. Destiny says, "Kempire, what's your opinion on Real Housewives Ultimate Road Trip, which was announced this weekend at BravoCon?" I talked about it in the podcast version. So for those that missed it, I did add some updates to the podcast version of a full recap of BravoCon weekend. Be sure to subscribe to the Kempire podcast. I actually think it's a great idea. I think it's a cheaper idea instead of doing Ultimate Girls Trip. I think they wanted to get away from doing all of that. So I would give it a watch. They didn't give like an actual date on when it's coming, but it sounds like a good. When Andy described it, I was like, I'm not sure what you're describing here, but it's obviously going to be housewives going on a road trip. So I'm interested. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let me drop the call link for the general audience as well, even though we still have a very long line of members backstage. So let me get to the members. Members, once you are done sharing your thoughts, please make sure you drop out so everyone else can call in. I'm going to drop the call link for all of our live chatters that are in the chat, for those of you that are on Facebook and on Twitch as well. All right, Nia's backstage. Let's bring up Nia next. Nia, what did you want to share about Potomac?
Hey, Kempire. So overall, I think it was maybe like a 1.5 out of 10, to be honest. It was a
Oh.
pretty boring episode for Monique return. But
Mm.
I am here for Jazzy though. I don't like her. I am here for her storyline. I can see it right now. I feel like I'm a producer. From side chick to housewife to eventually divorcee. Because everyone knows how you get them is how you lose them, allegedly. And yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. Your skin is looking great and much love, and everyone loved the video. And yeah, keep
Thank you so
watching.
much,
Love
Nia.
you. Don't know it.
Take care. And again, for those that want to know about the skincare routine, shout out to our friends over at butterskin.com. You can get 10% off with our code Kempire10. So be sure to check that out in the description, or just go to butterskin.com and use our code Kempire10. All right. Let's move on to the next queen that's backstage. Know the queen. What did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
I got a lot to say, so I'm gonna try to keep it quick. But I
Okay.
think Angel is auditioning to be the next Robin, and that's why she's having so many problems this season. Because y'all said she acting like she's forced to be here, and I think Kay did force her to be here. She's a very selfish person, and she expects a lot from her friends. And Angel is loyal to a fault, just like Robin. Also, Angel's a journalist, so she's done her research before coming on the show. So who better to be a sidekick to than Giselle, who also goes at Wendy constantly, like Robin used to do. So I think that she's trying to get her spot outside of Kay, which would be smart, but she's just not going about it the right way. But I think she's trying to be the next Robin. Also, I saw Alethea. She went live on Instagram about
who
and Bravo. from
Lanithia?
from Wife Swap.
Okay. The lady that switched with Wendy.
She was calling them ableist and everything for how they portrayed her. It was a mess.
Yeah, I did see that because apparently they left out her ADHD and autism diagnosis. Because I have to say that was a key element that they left out because it just made her look like a lazy mom.
Well, she was self-diagnosed, and as somebody that does have ADHD and
Mm.
is actually diagnosed with ADHD, she's a lazy mom.
Oh damn!
You don't used to abandon your responsibilities to your family. You don't, and that's exactly what she's doing.
Oh damn! Oh well, I mean, you could say that. Okay, thank you, Nota Queen. We appreciate you calling in.
Have a good one.
You too. Damn, y'all really making me clutch my pearls today with the calls. Okay, El My Bell's backstage. El My Bell, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire.
Hey.
Okay, on this episode of Karenless Days of Our Lives, I just want to say I know everybody thinks Wendy can do no wrong, but when I saw her on the BravoCon panel and she kept saying allegations, they're charges. Allegations are informal. I looked, I double checked to make sure allegations and charges are different. She was charged. And I think had it been anybody else on that panel, she would have made that distinction. Had it been Ashley, Kay, whatever. And so I just want to say for me with the Angel, maybe I have a soft spot for her because I feel like I was put in the same position this past summer, but someone said something and the next person had a belly full of laughs at my expense. It was that cackling when Wendy was like, ha, ha, ha. I felt that. And that happened to me and it was a Gemini. So I don't know if it's a Gemini thing. But yes, I felt
Wendy is a Gemini.
Yeah, but when someone says something mean and someone just starts laughing, you remember who's laughing because everybody else was quiet at that table. But
Do you want to tell us what happened?
Just someone said something really mean spirited to me.
What did they say?
No, I can't. But the Gemini right there was just having a belly full of laughs, and I was like, oh, okay, so you pinky in the brain, you just going along with this person. Okay, you can get it too.
So are you still friends? Were these friends of yours?
No, like more like acquaintances. But I'm just saying I felt that.
And you still mad about it?
Laughing at you? Yes, you could tell I could still feel it. When someone
Oh.
is laughing at you, that's what I think might have touched Angel was Wendy's laughing, and that's why she might be a little more going at Wendy more so than Giselle. But I don't know. That was just my experience. I just don't like being laughed at. But
I don't think any of us like being laughed at. Okay. Well, thank you.
Letting me talk.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
It's over, but it took me back.
Oh, sorry. She was triggered. Lord have mercy. If you are El, look, if you're El My Bell's friend, you want to call and tell your side. No, playing. All right, let me bring Judgy Justice up next. Judgy Justice, what did you want to see? You having lunch?
Yeah, I'm at early happy hour. Don't tell nobody. We gotta keep everything confidential. Because as a tourist, I'm not me when I'm hungry.
I know
So
that's
gotta
right. Okay, what were your thoughts on Potomac?
I really liked the episode. I really was rating it like an 8 out of 10. I feel like there was enough going on to keep the story going without it feeling like it was dragging on. And a lot of people are dragging on like Angel, and I know I'm like always like devil's advocate. I really like Angel. I think she, is bringing that perspective of like not getting along with everybody up front, which is like truthful in like friend groups. Not every time when you join a friend group, you're gonna enjoy everyone, or everybody's gonna enjoy you. So I feel like it's real reality. Wendy and this whole saying like alleged allegations, ma'am. 12 people sat down at a jury and said that they wanted to get you indicted. So until you get that cleared up, I would just say I will leave this to my attorney because right now you're throwing all these false things out there, which is causing more confusion in your case. And state of Maryland don't play like that. I live in the state of Maryland. State of Maryland don't play like that. They got a nice little conviction rate. So I'm praying that Eddie will be happy, Eddie, and go to jail for you, but it don't look like it, honey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Judgy Justice. Woo, you guys are tough. Tish, thank you so much for the super chat. Tish says Angel's been coming for Wendy, but Wendy can't laugh. Hypocrisy. I agree. That's why I said I'm not mad at Wendy. Anything that she says about Angel, I'm like, well, you started it. Just saying. All right. Speaking of Tish, we got Tish backstage. Tish, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac? I can't hear you. No. No. Wait, Tish, I can't hear you. Oh, you have your AirPods in? Take them out. Take them out. Because sometimes that messes it up. Nope, can't hear you. Drop out and call back in. And I'll
That's
bring.
crazy.
Oh wait, no. Now I hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. No, you're muted. Wait, go ahead. It's your AirPods. Your AirPods keep getting triggered. Put them in the case.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Great. So I was saying that I'm still not feeling jazzy. Um, she did that whole live. I don't know if you saw the live that she did, where she was just like, "This is why I deserve to be on the show as a cast member." And I'm just like, it's so thirsty. Just stop doing that. Just let it be fluid. It will happen. You have lots of personality. Just let it happen. Like, that's thirsty. Also, on to Greg. This is why Greg did not want to be on TV. It makes a lot of sense. If I'm not paying for my kids' stuff, I don't want to be on TV with a young tenderoni talking about buying house and condos and all. It just makes sense. Like, why would I want to be on TV? And then also, I know my time is up, but I don't know outside of the show because Angel is nasty, but I don't know what's going on for Wendy. But she did make nasty comments towards Mia and plastic surgery. So I just feel like Wendy is just getting a heavy dose of karma. I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah. Anyways,
All right. Thanks,
you have a nice
Tish.
day.
You too. Bye. Here's the thing. She brings up a valid point in regards to Greg, because based off of what Miss Esquire called in and revealed in regards to his custody battle. But mind you, what was it? A couple episodes ago, he's out there giving cash so she could spend at Preakness. But I already told you that wasn't his cash. But anyway, but that's me. Okay. Miss Bernice is back saying, "Hey, Miss Bernice, nice to see you here.
Hey,
How are you?"
I'm fine. I really didn't watch the show because I was looking at the football game. We lost to the Eagles, but we're gonna be all right.
Oh.
Um, but from what I get from what y'all was saying, um, when you're dealing with wheels, it's gonna bring out the good or the bad in people.
Mm-hmm.
If Giselle would had a good relationship with her stepmother, um, I don't think she would be contesting the wheel. Because if you got a good relationship with that person, they're gonna look out for his granddaughters and they're gonna look out for the daughter.
Yep.
But we know Giselle doesn't have good relationships, especially with other females.
Well.
Okay. And Ashley, the whole Cassidy and Ashley, be it she be with a woman or she be with a man, she's still a hoe. It don't matter.
Damn. Okay. Oh, all right. Is that it?
Okay. That's it.
Oh, damn. All right, Miss Bernie. Thank you for calling in.
Okay. Bye.
Damn. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's bring up Maisha next. This Bernice was not playing. She said you still a hoe. Whoa. Oh, okay. Aisha.
Bernice is amazing. Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
How you doing?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm good. You know, I gave birth to your nephew on Wednesday.
Oh, yay!
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Kempire, guess what?
What?
10 pounds, 7 ounces.
That's
I
a
know,
big
right?
baby.
Listen, he drove me insane, but he's wonderful though. He is wonderful.
Did you have a C-section or is that too personal?
Yes, I did. He was breech, so I had to have a C-section. So I'm glad he's here. He's happy. He's healthy. He's a great baby. He is wonderful. So it's I'm just thanking God. I'm recovering. Everything going pretty good.
When you get out the hospital.
So I got time to be on the lives because I'm normally a part of the replay crew because I normally listen to you when I go to work.
Yeah.
But I thought this was a pretty good episode this week. Angel she just don't do it for me. She just don't do it. I think the comments about Wendy, the lips was really, really rude, like extremely rude.
The a-hole lips, she said.
Yeah, it's a little bit microaggressive. And I love Stacy. She is delusional, unhinged, all of that, and it's in a good way. Like she's very, very likable. I do like her. And I hope Monique doesn't like ruin the vibe. I've never really been a big Monique fan, so I don't want her to come in with her chest puffed out, like how she was. But I'm gonna keep my options open, all of that. But it was a pretty good episode.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Maisha. Everyone's saying
Thank you,
congratulations to you in the live chat. So go get your congratulations and get
thank
well
y'all, thank
soon.
y'all. I
And send
appreciate
me a
it.
picture.
I got you.
Thanks, Maisha. Take care.
You too. Thank
Bye.
you.
Woo, 10 pounds. I was a normal sized baby. I was skipped. Angel's backstage. We're gonna bring Angel up next. Angel, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, I hope you can hear me. I'm like in the middle of the mountains driving back home.
You're
But
where?
I give the episode I'm in the mountains driving back home from the beach though.
Oh,
I'm like in the boonies, so I don't know if you can hear me
I
that
can.
good, but I'm gonna try before I drop out again. I give the episode about an 8. I'm not feeling the soft launch of Monique. That whole scene with her and Ashley was like really lame. And then I'm gonna say vindication for Angel because I don't believe she face tuned her picture. I think she face tuned Ingrid's picture. She looks more like her sister in that picture. So yeah, I think she photoshopped her sister's picture to make herself look different. And that's it. Oh, and all 3 seconds of Chatsy's wedding looked beautiful.
Not all 3 seconds. Bye, Angel. I mean, it was very much a blip, but at least they still included it because people speculated that they weren't going to even include her wedding. So at least they still included it. I didn't know that she went on IG Live and was like she wanted more screen time Jazzy is definitely giving thirsty to be on the show. But remember, she came to the reunion with her wedding invitation to Andy Cohen. Okay, girl. All right, April Aries is backstage. April Aries, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. So I wanted to say, like, no shade, no tea, but nobody with the name of Ingrid can talk shit about me. That is a biblical ancient time from How to Train Your Dragon name. So how dare you come for somebody's looks? Okay, like that's not what we finna do. And you cannot come for somebody's body if the body is tea. Facts are facts. The surgeon did what it needed to be done. And I think Angel kind of has this hierarchy from WAGs, and she thought that it would translate to housewife. But baby, there's different tiers, different levels. Like you just need to have a come to Jesus moment with yourself and be real. And I enjoyed the episode. Have a good day, Kempire. I'm going back
Thanks.
to work.
All right. Thanks, April. All right. Woo. Okay, you guys are giving it to them in today's callers. I'm glad I decided to do callers today. Katie, thank you so much for the super chat. Katie says, hope Wendy laughs even louder next time. Honestly, I like Wendy's laugh. Her laugh is like, it's like a good between funny and petty. So I kind of want to steal it and put it into the soundboard because I love her laugh. It's like, I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. All right. Amy's backstage. We're going to bring Amy up next. Amy, what did you want to share?
Hey, oh my God, this episode was kind of up and down. I give it like a 7 or 7.5, 8. I've never the situation with Giselle and the kids and the will. I've never heard of a wife being left out of will. So I don't know if she wants all the money because she said for me and the grandkids. I was like, I don't know. They just need to split it down the middle if they don't have a clear answer because I just think that's kind of cruel to leave the woman with nothing and she lost her husband. Um, Wendy, when she was in there to talk about her all those upgrades, I just kept thinking stealing and spending, stealing and spending. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's just when I see that, just like, girl, they just need to take this and cut this out. And then the last one was Ashley. I want her to stop fetishizing the L and the LGBTQIA. And if they're gonna cast somebody that is lesbian, let them do that because at this point, I feel like she's constantly using that storyline, and I just don't like it. And I don't want Monique back. I see she's back, and I see she's still lying. So I don't know if I'm gonna be okay with her being there. That's it.
Damn. All right, Amy. Thanks. I forgot to mention this. Thank you, Miss Veronique, for bringing this up. Sidebar alert: Giselle was driving and on her phone, naughty. I was just shocked that she was on speakerphone, but she was speakerphone on her phone with her phone in her hand. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, put that on something. Like, why are we like? And you're doing this on camera. But okay, I noticed that too. But yeah, don't be a Giselle, y'all. All right, Keith's backstage. Let's bring Keith up next. Keith, what did you want to share about Potomac?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
So first of all, I just like you, I'm tired of Giselle and these Sally's Beauty wigs. It just fits on her head like a cap. But also, I wonder if Giselle is estranged from her sibling because I'm confused as to why her and her children were to receive any type of monetary value from the will, but her siblings aren't. I feel like Giselle isn't being quite honest about her relationship with her siblings and her family. And, just like a Virgo, and this is coming from a Virgo, we're very private, so you're only going to get what we choose to give you. So I'm not surprised. However, I'm not on a reality show. She is. So I think she needs to show a lot more of her life. And secondly, Angel, wrong role, wrong role. I think she's giving season 7 Cynthia when Cynthia was trying to tell Phaedra about Mr. Chocolate. Very stuttery, very non-convicted. She needs to go. And yeah, that's about it. Oh, one last thing. Karen at the BravoCon, she was giving very much fresh face, fresh fillers. I think she should have probably got her fillers done a few days earlier because it was definitely very fresh. But that's about it.
Thanks, Keith, for calling in. Bye. All right. Last but definitely not least, we're going to bring Donna up next. Donna, make sure you're parked. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate Donna. What's going on? Oh, wait. How come you? Uh-oh. Now you sound like you're underwater. What happened? T-Mobile? Oh, woo, woo, woo. What's going on? Oh, damn it. Johnny, if you want to try and call back in, and we'll try it again. Damn, T-Mobile strikes again. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. We did have our guests, the Dream Team, here earlier today. Layla, Lynn, and Grace Report were here. So if you missed that video, be sure to check that out. You can also hear it on the Kempire podcast. So subscribe to that as well. And of course, don't forget, if you're part of the replay crew for this video, of course, when we have guests, I pull back in regards to my opinion. So I wanted to be able to have my opinion, but I also know that you guys love to call in and share your opinion. And I know some of you love hearing the callers call in, and that's sort of our check-in. That's how we got to know. Aisha had her baby. Miss Bernice is, calling people hoes and whatnot. So, and look, Miss Sharon gave us an update. She didn't have a stroke. She pulled a muscle. So she's taking an hour or so to get ready. So yeah, Theo says the audio is killing me. It was kind of crazy. I was like, what in the T-Mobile is going on? We sound like we're underwater. It's all right. Missy says one day Kevin's going to get in trouble with T-Mobile. No, one day they're going to give me a deal. And be like, see, it does work. Just saying. Okay. Brandon Man says T-Mobile would be trying it. I don't think it was T-Mobile, though, for her. Okay, I don't think so. Kendra, thank you so much for being a member for 6 months. She says, we need a sound for T-Mobile. I'm going to use that one. What she just gave us was perfect. It sounded like we were underwater. And Noda Queen says, my T-Mobile work. I don't know. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Anyways, guys, we're almost at 500 likes. Can we get to 500 likes? I appreciate you all being here. We're still celebrating the holidays here at the Kempire channel. We started early. I got my tree up. I got my little bow in behind me. I got my Christmas stockings. We got our countdown for the holidays. It's only 38 days till Christmas. Okay? So, just saying. Metro PCS, weren't they bought out by T-Mobile or something like that? I don't know. It's okay. We laugh and we joke. We're not elitist over here. We laugh and joke. T-Mobile definitely has some good plans, and they got all kinds of deals that come with your plan. So I don't blame y'all. I really should be a part of T-Mobile too. I don't get much for Verizon. I mean, besides good reception. Yeah. Oh man. Let me say thank you. We're almost at 500 likes, guys. Maddie, thank you so much for the super chat. Maddie says you need your own panel at BravoCon with these callers. Imagine. Oh, that would have been hilarious. Calling all kinds of people hoes and whatnot. Anyway, thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you guys so much for over 500 likes. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts and opinions on the latest episode of Real Housewives of Potomac, what went down at BravoCon. I gave you a full update, including an extended version on the Kempire podcast, so be sure to check that out. And be sure to check out everything Kempire. If you want a birthday wish, anniversary wish, Christmas wish from me as your Christmas gift, be sure to check it out in the description in regards to Cameo. So all of that will be there. All right. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our channel members. And of course, thank you to our subscribers. We appreciate you guys. Hold on. See, Paige, you and I are the same. Paige says, I love Christmas decorations so festive, but I grew up a Jehovah's Witness and wouldn't even know how to decorate. I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. You'll learn. Okay. You'll definitely learn. We got a lot of things in common as a community. Okay, exactly. RSN says that Verizon is trash in the Midwest. T-Mobile is much better. See, that's why it really depends on where you live. And quiet as it's kept. In my apartment, my Verizon is not that great in regards to like my mobile reception, but I have Verizon for my internet provider, and that's fantastic. Just saying. All right, I appreciate you all being here, guys. We kid and we joke. We understand everyone can't have certain things, and certain providers work other places. We're joking. All right. Thank you, Kendra. Kendra gave me let me shimmy because Kendra sent a few super chat. Kendra says, grab a snack. I am, and I'm not coming back. I'll see you guys on TikTok though. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, TheKempire. I will be, of course, doing our Real Housewives of Potomac extra thoughts there probably this evening. So stay tuned for that. I will see you all in the comment section. Let's continue this conversation there. Thank you all for being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all. Should we go? Let's go out with some music. We haven't done that in such a long time. And I got Christmas music here. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la.